Right, good evening, everybody. How are you all doing? Let's get this show on the road. I'm gonna start on 3, 2, 1, go. All right, we're doing this thing again. Super Mario Sunshine, any percent. Well, I'd be surprised if most of you haven't seen this run by now. But yeah, we're gonna start off with some nice cinematics here with a, yeah. It's just an experience. I love these cutscenes. They're the joy of my life. Interestingly, actually, I figure I may as well bring this up. There has been some discussion in the community about potentially changing the timing method for this game so that we would skip out on this intro, but it's quite a controversial topic considering the fact that there's some gameplay in between these cutscenes, which makes it very hard to provide an elegant solution. So as it stands, we are going to be sticking with the traditional methods, which unfortunately involves having to watch these cutscenes at the very start of the run. But yeah, we're going to get right into the first small bit of gameplay here. Not very interesting, though. All right. But yeah, there have been a lot of players who have been playing without the cutscenes, because you can just make a save file that starts from the plaza. Those times are not allowed on the leaderboards, but it's definitely a good way to improve at the game. If you're like, I don't really care about being on the leaderboards, I just want to play the game, get better, not spend all my time watching cutscenes, I mean, ultimately what you do, how you want to enjoy the game is up to you. But yeah, the official rule set enforces that you do the intro. But yeah, as for this game, a lot of people get confused when they watch this game because it's actually not like Super Mario 64. Super Mario 64, the 70-star category in particular, there is actually the in-game requirement. It requires you to get 70 stars before you're allowed to go to the final Bowser fight. This game is not like that. You don't need a certain amount of shines. What you do need is to beat the storyline in every world, which basically entails beating Episode 7 in every world, where you basically fight Shadow Mario. There's actually some new movement here. Like, that was very recently... Oh, and I messed it up, of course. I didn't spray long enough. I was supposed to unlock that piranha plant there earlier. But yeah, that was found by Fetch and Luigi X, I think. It saves like 2/3 of a second, which is kind of silly on like something as simple as the airstrip. But yeah, that just about rounds off our first shine right there, and we're actually gonna be able to use some of this cutscene time in a productive way, I think. Take it away, host.
We just got a €13.37 donation from Stitch saying a lead donation for a lead glitch exhibition. Also, a shout out to Resume. And with that, we are only just over €40 away from meeting that Super Mario Sunshine glitch exhibition, so keep them coming.
Yes, the glitch exhibition. So yeah, like our lovely host just said, we have a glitch exhibition donation incentive. We need 40 more euros for that, if I didn't misunderstand. So yeah, I would definitely appreciate it if you guys put your donations towards that, because this game is very, very broken. Like, we do some stuff in the run that might make you scratch your head, but trust me, it's only the tip of the iceberg. There's a lot more weird stuff that you can do in this game. And I'm sure that you guys will enjoy seeing it. So yeah, I would very much appreciate it if we can raise some money for charity, and then I get to show off all those cool glitches. But yeah, basic story of this game, in case anyone cares. Shadow Mario is rampaging around Al Delfino, causing pollution, which causes the shine sprites to run away, and then because the Piantas are either colorblind or they have very small brains, they think that Mario did it, when it's quite obvious that it's not. He didn't do it. Like, come on, this is a joke. Anyway, I get a lot of discussions whenever I stream about this. It's like, people are like, the story, it doesn't make any sense. And I'll just be like, guys, it's a Mario game. Come on. I don't think there's ever been a Mario game with, like, okay, exception the Mario RPGs. Those actually tend to have pretty okay stories. At least they sort of make sense. Even in the worst case. But yeah, main series Mario games, it's about the gameplay. It's about the gameplay. And, you know, for the record, Nintendo tried to do something here. It didn't work out, so they didn't do it again. Like, they kind of toned it down on the cutscenes and stuff in the Galaxy games. And, yeah, well, there's a new 3D Mario on the horizon, Super Mario Odyssey. I'm actually quite curious what that game is going to be like, but Nintendo has said that it's going to be a lot like Sunshine, so fingers crossed that it's going to be a really good speed game as well. But yeah, we're going to have to wait and see for that. Alright, this cutscene's about to come to an end, and then we're going to get some bad cops trying to intimidate us, and then we get to play the game. Alright, so as I mentioned, we need to defeat Episode 7 in every world, so that means we're going to be visiting every world. The order we do that in may not make sense at first glance, but trust me, it's the fastest one. But yeah, first of all, we're going to want to unlock Bianco Hills. And you can actually access a different level. Like, you can get into Pianta Village right now. But the reason we don't want to do that is because of cutscene manipulation. Now, this fight right here is a plaza event. Whenever there is a plaza event available, then whenever you exit a shine and go back to the plaza, there will be a 3-second cutscene at the start, which is what we saw right before I gained control over Mario. There was like that camera pan along like the market stalls. That's an event cutscene. So the order we do the levels in minimizes those cutscenes. So you're gonna see after I collect 2 more shines, there will be another event cutscene showing that I can fight another of those polluted piranha plants. I'll bring it up when we get there. Alright, so here's our first Shadow Mario fight. This one can be over really quickly if you do it properly. Okay, I didn't quite get it, but that was still fast. But yeah, you can get him instantly, like with a single spray if you do it properly. Generally, like, every Shadow Mario has a quick kill, but there are also some instant quick kills like that, and this is actually really good. Early M and close Mario. So you're not supposed to spray that M when I did, but if you time it properly, then you can, like, clean it so that Mario is able to go in before that cutscene is over, which is really nice. So here we're going to be going straight to PD. We're going to be skipping the Polluted Piranha fight. This is an intended shine skip. The game developers just made it possible for you to go straight to PD Piranha, which is really nice of them. We owe them a lot. 'Cause honestly, Episode 1 in this world is kind of boring. Of course, we still do it in longer categories, like, well, let's... Oh, my lord, that's interesting. Like, for example, the longest category, 120 shines. Like, obviously, we do all the shines there, so... That would be an example of a category where you would see that shine. So, Mario's too fat for this roof. Petey was fine on his own. Mario, you gotta lay off the pasta, man. But yeah, understandably, PD Piranha is quite angry at Mario for destroying his precious windmill, so he's gonna fight us now. And we are gonna defeat a plant by watering it. interestingly enough. One could argue it's possible to drown a plant, but look at Petey. He's a big boy. I'm not sure how that's supposed to work. But yeah, this fight's very straightforward. The reason I stand to his side is that will cause him to not attack me. So we actually manipulate this boss. That's why he's such a pushover. Like, nothing interesting happens at all if you do the strat properly, which is quite easy to do. And I'm going to set up for a shine grab. Like, right here is where the shine is going to go. So I will collect it instantly. Alright, and from here on out, there's going to be basically no cutscenes anymore. So that, like, cutscene with PD Piranha is like the last one. There's like a short, like a few second cutscene here because it's the first secret level. Secret level, also known as floodless levels, they're a lot like Super Mario 64. You don't have flood, you just need to get through a level with jumps and such. These levels, most people either love them or hate them. Like, a lot of people had trouble with these levels as a kid. But generally, among the speedrunners, these levels are very loved because they have very fun movement. Oh god, we're getting the finger snaps going again. I was hoping that meme was going to be over. Alright, well, luckily for me, that was a short secret. So I didn't have to endure too much. Alright, so that was another event cutscene just now. As I said, we can now fight this Polluted Piranha in order to unlock Rico Harbor, and that's an event cutscene. So if we wouldn't fight this guy right away, that would happen after every shine that we complete. And it takes 3 seconds every time. So that's why the route looks the way it does. And at the end of this fight, we're actually going to... We're kind of going to overlap two cutscenes together so that we basically skip one of them. And we also skip Mario getting teleported. So we actually save about 9 seconds with that simply because we don't have to move again. So yeah, I'm going to go back to Bianco while this guy is dying. And I'm going to enter. And then this overlaps with the cutscene of Rico unlocking. So we unlock Rico while we're going back into Bianco. And like I said, it saves 9 seconds. Okay, this is a very movement-based level. Red coins. Let's see how it goes. Oh, I was supposed to get a triple jump, or a spin jump there, but I didn't get it, unfortunately. Spin jumps can be hard to get in some situations. There, in particular, you need to input the spin very quickly to get it. So it's easier to mess up than most. Spin jumps are actually like the leading cause of like benching a controller, so to speak. Like, if a controller can't do spin jumps anymore, then you can't use it anymore for this game. And unfortunately, the game can be really finicky with spin jumps. So if you're a little unlucky, controllers can go bad pretty fast. That being said, I personally have always had good luck with my controllers. I've been using this one for over half a year now, and my other controller I used for over a year. But yeah, some players burn through controllers. So I guess they're unlucky or they have some bad playing habits. Yeah, there are minor amounts of downtime in between every shine, but it's not too bad. It kind of makes the run a bit more relaxing, because whenever you're actually controlling Mario, the movement is usually very intense, especially when you're playing at a high level. For a beginner, it would be a bit more relaxed. But yeah, like, there's a lot of button presses in this run, basically. And you need to be constantly on your toes. Due to the, like, free movement in this game, like, you can basically move 360 degrees, so it's very hard to do everything exactly the same every time. So you always have to make tiny adjustments. And that, I think, is truly one of the things that makes this game insanely hard to master. Is that you're basically making tiny mistakes all the time. And the real, like, the hardest thing about this game is compensating for all those tiny mistakes so that you don't end up losing time. But yeah, in addition to that, this game has some luck. This fight right now is luck-based. PD has a lot of different places he can go, a lot of different patterns. And some of them are way faster than others. So far, this is still pretty okay. I want him to go in this direction now, the direction that I'm facing. If he does that, then this will be a pretty good pattern. Whether he gives you a tornado here is also random. In the first fight, we manipulated him into not attacking us, but we can't do that in this fight. And he didn't go where I wanted him to go. But this isn't too terrible. I'd say this is about average. Oh, I actually missed. Rookie mistake. Okay. We had some good luck on the tornadoes, though. So this might still be better than average, actually. I'm not entirely sure, but it doesn't really matter too much. This is a marathon run. Yeah, that definitely could have been way worse. And again, we do set up for the shine grab, and that blob's in an interesting position right now. Right underneath Mario. I've never seen that. Alright, so we're going to be leaving Bianco Hills now, and once again, it's to get rid of cutscenes. As you can see, Gelato Beach is now available. So we want to go there and get rid of that cutscene. Gelato Beach, of course, is quite special because we actually skip it almost in its entirety. We immediately get the 8th episode, which normally you wouldn't get because you only need up to 7, but normally it's not possible to complete an episode before you're supposed to, but for this one it is. And doing that unlocks every episode prior to the episode that we've completed. So I'll be able to go straight to episode 7 and beat Shadow Mario.
So we have a €1.57 donation from Zeta saying, "There, it's fixed again. By the way, Dutch, BSG memes don't die. Blame M3 for that."
I'll have to keep that in mind next time I see M3. I'm gonna let him know what I think. All right. So Gelato Beach Skip is the trick that we're gonna be doing here. So normally, in order to get this shine, this is in episode 8, and it's the watermelon contest. So you have to get a really big watermelon and roll it all across the stage without it breaking. But we can clip into this hut because the shine is already there. Oh, I missed it. Okay. I do an advanced version of Gelato Beach Skip, which is 4 seconds faster. It's unfortunately also quite a bit harder. I missed it again. It's very easy to lose your coconut with this strat, which is what makes it very risky. I'm getting lucky right now, though, so yeah, this should be good. No, again. Wow, I keep being too low. This is quite unfortunate. Okay, that should be good. If that's not good, okay. I was about to say, if that's not good, then I don't even know what you're doing, Mario. You're just screwing with me. Yeah, that's Gelato Beach Skip. And it's a recurring theme in this game that solid objects aren't actually solid. you can go straight through a lot of stuff, and it will come back later in the run as well. It's very useful though if you're trying to go fast. So yeah, we skip straight to Shadow Mario, which means that Gelato is actually the first world that we complete in the run. And we're gonna grab some fruit here because we can. And the fruit is actually quite bouncy. See? It's like some weird physics glitch. If you put down a fruit as you collect a shine, it just bounces away. That's not a big enough glitch to make it to the glitch exhibition, so I figured I'd show it off here. Alright, so now we're gonna go to Pianta Village because this is actually... Ooh. The reason we go to Pianta... Can we get up here? Okay. No! Mario, what are you doing? You're embarrassing me. Okay. Wow. Okay. So the reason we go up here is twofold. One, because it's the closest level, and it just makes for the best overworld routing. But also, if you see the way that I just entered that level, as soon as I entered the pipe, the screen like started to transition. But if you go into this level later on, after you've unlocked Pinna Park, then the camera will actually follow Mario into the pipe, and then the screen will transition. And that's actually about a 2-second difference, so you actually save 2 seconds every shine that you do in this level before unlocking Pinna Park. And this is actually something that was discovered fairly recently. Like for a long time we didn't know about it, but we were already using this route, so... Alright, that was actually really good. There was some luck in that shine, but I got the best luck. And yeah, the reason that we can do Pianta Village before Pinna Park is because of a trick called Yoshi Skip. And I'll be doing that in the 5th episode. But yeah, normally you would need Yoshi in order to complete this world, but... yeah, luckily we can skip him. Alright, so this next shine is Piantissimo. And Piantissimo is like Koopa the Quick. It's a race. You just need to beat him to the finish. There's nothing you can do to speed this shine up, and it has a couple of interesting quirks. But before the race starts, I think we can read a donation.
We have a €1.47 donation from Stitch saying, "Nothing is over. We're having off donations all the way to the glitch exhibition." And with that, we are about 38.5 euros away from meeting that, so be sure to get your donations in.
So, as you can see there, you can talk to the NPCs, and Piantissimo will actually keep moving, but it does actually like stop the timer, so you can do some interesting stuff with that. But yeah, we just gotta wait around for him here, and I'm gonna set up in a way that I can grab the shine easily. If the tech desk could turn off the light, that'd be nice. Thank you. Alright, so next up is Pianta 3. This is the only floodless stage that's like in a main stage. Normally you always have to enter a secret, but here you start off without flood. And you actually get to collect him just like you did at the start of the game on the airstrip, which is pretty neat. It's not something that they used anywhere else. But yeah, you can boost through the lava if you get hit by an enemy. So, just like that, you trivialize one of the harder levels in the game for casual players. I know that I spent quite a while on this level when I played casually. But yeah, the intended way to beat that level is to go under the village, because there's actually like a bunch of stuff under there, which you will see 2 shines from now. But yeah, next up is going to be more chomp shenanigans.
Can I get an applause from everyone? Because we have a 40 euro donation from Nicholas, also known as Frog Ribbit, saying Glitch Exhibition is love. Which means we have actually met the Glitch Exhibition goal. Hype!
Hype indeed. Thank you very much for that donation. And thank you for making it so the Glitch Exhibition is gonna happen. Looking forward to it already. Alright, this guy has 3 different patterns. I just got the middle one, which is not the slowest, but not the fastest. So, it's the middle pattern in more ways than one. And we kind of just coax him to go in there himself. Normally you would have to pull him in backwards, which is very slow. But yeah, with some good timing, that's unnecessary. And he turns gold, which, that's interesting. It's like some high-level alchemy, right? Because chomps are made of metal. Just turn it to gold. No problemo. Just give him a hot bath. Alright, so next up is Yoshi Skip. And this makes use of the fact, which I discussed earlier, that solid objects, they're not real in this game. So we're going to be going under the village. Like I said, there's a bunch of stuff down there, and the bridge just ate my jump, which is fine. I'm alive. But it did slow me down a little bit there. But yeah, no biggie. The bridge can be finicky. It can eat jumps because it's hungry. Okay, so we're gonna go right inside of here. Grab this ledge, and then we're gonna go right inside of this mushroom, and there you go. That's Yoshi Skip. If you noticed, there was some like yellow moving stuff. Normally you'd need Yoshi to remove that, and that would be the intended way to get into the load zone for this secret shine. But yeah, because the collision is so dodgy there, we just skip it. And this is one of the biggest luck-based shines in the game. Unfortunately, I did not get good luck. I jump on his head there to manipulate him a little. That makes it so he can't stop here. Normally he can stop on every corner, and he can stop like on this line. But yeah, if he had been around here when I got here, then I would have been able to get thrown to the shine, which is over there, immediately. And that saves a lot of time, like 25 seconds. So that would have been very nice. Unfortunately, I didn't get it. So I'm just going to set up for the normal throw. And he's taking quite a while. What a guy. Alright. And I mash Y there to get backwards thrown, which is a little faster.
We have a 5 euro donation from Burned Goat saying, "Sup Dutchj, this is Burned Goat. Good luck and keep it real, my man."
Yo, Goat. Thanks for the donation and for the good luck.
This also went to the Glitch Exhibition, which has already been met. So we have a few other donations that are still open. Those being all the Final Fantasy IX character names, the Dragon Quest IX side character name, the dagger name for Final Fantasy IX, the hammer showcase of Heroes of the Storm, which needs 40 euros. And we have a bit war for the Dark Souls character name.
Alright, so we're in Pianta 6 right now. This is actually one of the, like, most crazy shines in terms of movement. My best time here is a 2:14. I think the world record is, like, a high 2:17 or something. It's, like, insane what some runners can do on this level. And there are actually people who specialize in this level in particular. Like, it's kind of insane. But yeah, there's a lot of crazy stuff you can do here that's very, very hard. I always aim to get a 210 or higher in runs. Unfortunately, I messed up on the 5th guy, so I got a 208, but that's still fairly okay. 2 years ago, a 208 would have been, like, considered very, very good. Like, this shine has seen a lot of change. Like, a lot of optimizations have been found. And with that, we're going to move on to our next Shadow Mario. Once again, I'm going to be trying to get an instant quick kill on this guy. This strat is also fairly recent. Was found maybe a few months ago. Let's hope that I can get it. The timing for it is pretty tight. I got it. Nice. So yeah, that's an instant kill. You just get him down in one spray. And if you were paying attention, I actually used something else there called an instant turnaround hover slide. Now, that's a mouthful, but basically what it means is that you do a side flip, but you immediately hover and then dive. So you just kind of turn around and then immediately start water sliding, which is the fastest way to turn around. And it's some tech that's been around for a while, but it was never really used in the speedrun until some of these quick kills were found, because that's when it actually became useful to turn around really fast. Okay, right now I'm doing honey skip, which skips a cutscene, so this is fairly important. Okay, so what I hopefully just did, I'm pretty sure it worked, but what I did is I got it. Okay, so I died at the same time as activating a cutscene. And the reason that Mario died there is because I was out of bounds. Whenever you're out of bounds in this game, like in an area where you're not supposed to be, if you stand around on the ground for about a second, then Mario will just die. So I basically just timed it so that he would be standing on the ground for a second precisely when I activate the cutscene. And that just ends up putting you after when the cutscene was supposed to have ended. It's quite interesting. The cutscenes in this game are all very different. I just skipped another cutscene, just like that. You miss a cutscene skip, but you probably noticed that I pressed pause and then I selected the bottom option, which is exit level. So these cutscenes in this level, there's another one at the end, are entirely different, and you can skip them by exiting level as you activate them. Like, it's really strange, and later in the game there's another cutscene that you can skip in an entirely different way. So these rocket shots are all fairly precise. Nice, that's actually perfect. So this was a perfect Mecha Bowser fight. Oh no, I shot that too early. Okay, he was still invincible from the third rocket, so the fourth rocket didn't hit, unfortunately. That's an annoyance, but yeah, it can happen sometimes if you're careless. But I did a strat there, like you don't have to touch the rockets to pick them up, you can also spray them. So I sprayed a rocket that was like on a different part of the rail before I could get to it physically. And that gave me an extra rocket to shoot at Mecha Bowser. Unfortunately, I then shot it too early, but yeah. That's a pretty difficult strat. Alright, this level is fairly straightforward. The only thing I have to say about it is that mole skip is free. And you'll see what I mean with mole skip. There's the mole. We're gonna skip him. If I mess it up now, they're never gonna let me live it down. Okay, I got it. Blame M3. This secret's very lenient, because up here you need to wait. Actually, a little slow on that, but that's fine. You can pick up an extra life here if you want. I'm not gonna do that myself, but it's like right there and it's easy to get. Interesting fact, Mario never actually leaves the cannon. This, like, smoke effect that you see here is just that. Like, Mario is actually still standing inside of that cannon. That was actually investigated by someone. They basically hacked the game to make the cannon, or basically they made everything transparent. Like it made everything into a wireframe, and it allowed them to see that Mario is still in there. Which it makes sense from a programming perspective. It's just a visual trick, but yeah, just thought that was funny. So once again, red coins are pretty technical. Oh, okay. That was not supposed to happen that way, but I was supposed to grab this. Okay, I'm just gonna go up here, because... Those Koopas were in a very bad position, so I couldn't really do anything else. Ooh, okay, let's not go under that shine now. That could have been bad. Dear Lord. Okay, we're good. Okay, so I mentioned earlier that normally you would have to do Pinna before you can complete Pianta. In this shine is where you unlock Yoshi. So it doesn't matter how many shines you have, you just need to beat this shine in particular and it will unlock Yoshi everywhere. So after we defeat this shine, you'll also see that we will get an event cutscene. That we can unlock Yoshi in the plaza, but from this point onwards, it's not worth it anymore to get rid of the event cutscenes because it would just waste too much time. So I want to get these guys all before the cutscene starts. There will be a cutscene after you defeat one. Okay, so I just defeated all 5 of them. So now all these cutscenes will play after one another. And the reason that you really want to get this is because if you don't, then you're gonna need to, like, make them attack you, which wastes a lot of time. Like, that's the main thing. Like, if you could just instantly ground pound them, like, if this cutscene paused the game, then it wouldn't really matter. But unfortunately, it doesn't, so the turtles will kind of just, like, go to do their own thing, and they'll, like, ignore Mario. So it loses about 8 or 9 seconds if you don't get them all in one go, which is quite significant. Okay, so here's actually another shine skip. Now that we have Yoshi, we can skip ahead to the 6th shine when we're supposed to be doing the 5th right now. So it's actually, like, if we could unlock Yoshi earlier, then we could skip most of Pinna, but unfortunately we can't. Like, we need Yoshi for this. There's no way around that, unfortunately. What fruit do we have here? Of course, coconut. Coconut is the slowest fruit. It's also the hardest to find. Yeah, it didn't take too long. So, once again, solid objects are not always solid. So we're going to be using a fruit here, in this case the papaya, because we need that. Because we need an orange Yoshi, and papayas turn Yoshi orange. And then we're going to use these guys. Yoshi, if he sprays enemies, he turns them into platforms, and they can cause you to go through walls just like that. And then right here is another huge invisible wall. Like, right now, purple platforms move forward, by the way. That's just the thing. You just have to accept that as fact. But right now we're going through a huge invisible barrier. You would not be able to go through here without this purple platform. But yeah, only purple platforms move forward. So that's why I had to make Yoshi purple first, and I couldn't just go in there with orange Yoshi. Alright, focus a bit there. That secret is fairly difficult. Went well though. But yeah, that trick that I did at the start of that shine is called early Yoshi go round. Because the shine that we complete there is called the Yoshi go round secret or something similar. Yeah, that just about does it for Pinna Park. This level, we're gonna be seeing this in the glitch exhibition, and I'm not gonna spoil what I'm gonna do in this level, but it's gonna be a doozy. So I just figured I would foreshadow that a little bit, because we know that the glitch exhibition is gonna happen now, thanks to all you beautiful people. Oh, okay. I actually missed the spray. Oops. But that's fine. This guy's a legend, by the way. My subs will know that he's a legend. Okay. That was worth wasting a little bit of time, in my opinion. Because the no key is important. Alright. So this is about the halfway point of the run. Making it out of Pinna Park. Now we're going to be going to Rico Harbor. So yeah, I mentioned earlier that we don't get rid of the event cutscene right now, the one with the Yoshi egg, and the reason for that is that once you have 20 shines, there will always be an event cutscene. And actually getting rid of Yoshi early, like, it just loses way too much time for the few event cutscenes that it skips. Also, there's also the rocket and the turbo nozzles, so even if the permanent cutscene wasn't a thing, you'd still have to get rid of those nozzles later. It just wouldn't be worth it. This is Gooper Blooper. This is a fairly easy boss fight. Normally you're supposed to remove his tentacles, because he can attack you while you're pulling on his mouth, but if you time it properly, then he actually won't be able to attack you. It's just a weird thing about his AI. So yeah, it really trivializes the fight. You can definitely still get tripped up on it, like you can mess up the timing, or if you don't properly spray his face, then you won't be able to grab his mouth, because Mario's hands will slip off because of the goop. But yeah, in general, this is like a nice and easy shine. Rico Harbor in general, a lot of people like this world because it has no luck, and the shines are pretty straightforward with the sole exception of Rico Harbor 4, which is another secret. And it's just easy to die in secrets, and Rico 4 is actually one of the harder secrets in the game, especially for newer players. But yeah, here's the blooper safari, and we're actually not going to be touching a single blooper. So it's actually been found that not using the bloopers is faster. Water slides are just too overpowered in this game. Whoops. Bonking is not, though. But that's fine. Yeah, we can go in here like this. And then, I guess here in the safari itself, it's not so much that water slides are OP. It's that you can just kind of skip the course. Because there's only 2 checkpoints. I just hit the first checkpoint. And then the second checkpoint is right here, very close to the finish. Right up here, I can hit it. And with that, finish the race in 19 seconds. Whereas normally with a blooper, it would take about 24. It's possible to get a 23, but it's hard. But yeah, even with the time wasted to get up on top on in the first place, that still saves a few seconds, so it's very good. Very nice shortcut, and we don't have to abuse those poor bloopers, which is always a win, right? Use the animals. Donation incentive for next time. Save the bloopers or use the bloopers. This skip is like honestly one that the developers should have seen coming. And am I gonna miss it? Wow, I missed it. Okay. No big deal. I actually got a fairly bad crane position, which made it a lot harder. Like, it was very far away. It is again, but I seriously missed it again. Okay. It's actually funny. Okay, I can do the baby strat now, I think. No way. Yeah, this is like marathon-itis at its finest. I never mess this up. Okay. 4 times the charm, right, guys? Hard level. Frame perfect. Yeah, that was quite silly. But what are you gonna do? It happens. Alright. So now's that secret level I was talking about. Rico 4. Right, pretty smooth entrance. The tech crew wasn't paying attention. Oh, that's bad. Okay. I need to slow down a little bit on this level now. Okay. This is fine. It's not bonk. Okay. So minor slip up there. I wasn't meant to grab that ledge and it slowed me down a bit. But it's fine. Really in the secrets, the most important thing is to just not die. Especially the further towards the ending of the secret you get, you really don't want to fall down because if you die at the very end of a secret, it tends to be like 40 to 50 second time loss, depending on how long the secret is. Especially the later ones, they tend to be quite long. So Goober Blooper hasn't had enough. We get to fight him again. And it's... in a speedrun, it's exactly the same fight, simply because of how we break how this fight works. He does actually have some extra attacks, but yeah, we don't get to see them. You do need to pull on his mouth for longer though, so I guess that counts as a difference. It's not a very big deal. His mouth got more stretchy. It's the extent of the difference in this fight. And he blasts off again. Alright, so we saved the bloopers in episode 2, but in this next episode, unfortunately we can't save the bloopers. Well, we can save 5 of them. But we have to ride one blooper. So common misconception here is that the bloopers actually have different top speeds, but they don't. Their top speeds are all the same if you hold up, but the green blooper has by far the best handling. So you always want to use the green blooper here because it's simply more versatile and easier to collect the coins with. The green blooper also has the added advantage that if you let go of the control stick completely, he will slow down enough that going into a wall won't kill you. Like, you can actually just stare away from the wall and you'll be fine, which is really nice. Because normally you die as soon as you hit a wall while riding the blooper. which can be quite frustrating, having to restart the level. But yeah, it's not a super challenging shine once you know how it goes. Alright. Now this upcoming Shadow Mario is actually the easiest one in the game. It has a very easy strat, which I will show off here for novelty's sake. So, let this be a tutorial, how to quick kill this Shadow Mario. Alright, at the start, you're going to want to not move at all, and you're just going to want to jump a little bit to the left. Like, pretty much like this, and then you hold forward, and when you hit these stairs here, you start spraying. And I messed it up. Wow. Okay, I still got him here. He needed one more spray. I guess I jumped a little bit too far to the left or something. But yeah, if you don't screw it up like I just did, that's a guaranteed way to get that quick kill. I still got him on the cage. That barely lost any time. I'm a little bit embarrassed, though, because I just called it super easy and I messed it up. But what are you going to do? I also messed up Rico 3. Today's just not a Rico Harbor day, I think. I think that's what's going on. Alright, so now we finish up Bianco, because it's conveniently en route. Because we need to go right here, because we do need to unlock Yoshi. It's the only way that we're ever going to get into Serena Beach. You need to eat that big old pineapple that's clogging up the pipe. Now, like, I don't know why there's a pipe on top of a building, much less why there's a huge pineapple inside of that pipe, but we're just gonna roll with it. The Mario universe is interesting indeed. There's also, like, literal sewers going straight through people's homes, like there's manholes on the roof. Like, it doesn't make any sense. So when I talked about, like, long punishing secrets, this is one of them. You lose pretty much a minute if you die at the very end of this secret. Dying there loses about 20 seconds, so that's not the worst thing in the world. That jump is kind of difficult, so I don't feel too bad about messing it up. Good thing is that there's 2 lives that you can get for free in this level, so you can basically never game over here. Like, it would be very hard to game over on this level. So all you'll have to do is just not die before the first one up, and then you'll be fine. Let's do some tight jumping here. Alright. The tech crew is having difficulties with the finger snaps. It's tech and hosting crew, whatever. Don't be like that, man. I don't need these bad vibes during my speedrun. I'm already choking enough. Alright, I'm gonna try and get another quick kill here. Okay, I missed it. That one's kinda like weird, because you actually can't spray him right away. You need to get Mario in a position where he's right behind Shadow Mario, and then you need to wait until it's possible to kill him. So it's quite finicky. I just didn't have the right positioning there, so my water didn't really hit him. Alright, with that we're going to move into the late game, which consists of Serena Beach and Noki Bay. We're going to unlock Yoshi now. Because, yeah, like I said, we actually get to do some plumbing now. With our pal Yoshi, and get rid of that pineapple. There we go. And then we get to visit our good friend, the Manta. Or, I guess, Phantom Manta, if you want to use his full name. I don't think that there's actually anyone except for Wilco. Shoutouts to Wilco, by the way, who actually likes this guy. But yeah, the Manta fight is the destroyer of many people's childhood playthroughs. We very heavily abuse spam spraying here because it's by far the most effective method of fighting this guy. And here's a guy. Okay. That's pretty alright. That was a pretty good fight. The longer you basically waste before they all turn purple, the worse this fight's gonna be, because the very small mantas, they won't attack Mario unless they're all purple. So, and they only turn purple when they're all small. So if you get unlucky and one of the larger mantas kind of like stays out of your sight and you can't find him, then it can become very slow because they'll just spread all over the place and it'll take forever to get them all. Like in the ideal situation, they all like become small like super quickly. Like basically when you're all spam spraying them when they're all together. But that's very hard to do, and the manta's movements are all randomized, so it's like impossible to do it consistently. Yeah, another secret shine here. The entrance to this one is kind of cool. Like that. That wasn't supposed to happen. So good though. It's actually possible to skip breaking these blocks, but you need to do some like insanely crazy movement and it doesn't really save time. Like it's basically possible to wall kick on the same wall multiple times and gain height that way, but it's really hard. Ooh, that was sketchy. Okay, we're good. Kinda landed in the wrong place there. Haha! Victory is mine. They forgot to do the finger snaps. I have my peace and quiet. Come on, guys, that's cheating. That's not fair. Rip your hands if you're gonna finger snap every level. All right. This shine is potentially the one that has like the biggest difference between casual and speedrun, because it's one of the shortest shines in the speedrun, but it's probably one of the like shines that takes people the longest casually. But we can just go through this wall using a fruit, and it's affectionately referred to as banana split because it's a pun. Yeah. But yeah, it's a neat trick and it saves a lot of time. There's actually some really annoying luck-based obstacles in that level, so it's really nice that we can skip those and there's similar things in this level, but we skip them as well because the fake solid objects have a strong presence in Serena Beach. There's actually a lot of places where you can just go through stuff in this level. Like the banana split is not even the only way to get into that room. The other way does also involve a banana though, but what am I doing? I was talking about banana split, so I just started doing it again. Okay. But we are gonna do casino skip, which up here the walls are just kind of glitchy, so you just go through them. That's how that works. So yeah, you saw all those like yellow and red tiles with the question marks on them. That's what I was talking about when I said that there's like kind of random obstacles. Ordinarily, first you would have to play the casino games, which are very random in and of their own. But after that, you also have to spray those question mark tiles, and they'll flip around and they'll reveal a picture of a shine sprite. But they spin very erratically, and it's very hard to avoid hitting multiple of them when you're trying to spray them. So it's just a real pain in the butt. And I'm sure that if you've played this game, you know how big of a pain in the butt it is. So it's really nice that we can skip that. Yeah. Alright, and here's the last major instance of luck in the run. The King Boo fight. Ooh, that was an interesting angle. Okay. We're gonna go into the casino once more, and we're gonna fight the source of all these ghostly apparitions by bonking into a wall. Okay. There we go. Now, I could make a joke about King Boo here and Luigi's Mansion, but this is actually a different King Boo. Like, he's not even called King Boo in the Japanese version. I don't know what his actual name is, but... So, I just got fruits. You can get fruits at the very start of the fight, and then you can also get them if your last cycle wasn't a fruit. So right now, my last cycle was a fruit, so I can't get fruits. But on the cycle after this one, I will be able to get fruits. But they're not guaranteed, and that's where the luck comes in. So there's a 30% chance that you don't get fruits. And every time you don't get fruits, it loses about 7 seconds, which is really bad. Okay, so we're getting lucky so far. This is perfect. Yeah, you want to throw a pepper at him, and then any other fruit. Coconuts just happen to be in good spots this time. So once again, this will not be fruit. See, the game tries to fake you out, but yeah, it's not fruit, it gives you bubbles. Whenever you get like a mismatched combo. Okay, there was a question mark in the center there, and due to how this fight works, that actually means that I was guaranteed to get fruit on this cycle. So if there's a question mark in the center when he comes up, so it's very nice. That was perfect RNG. Perfect luck. Very good, very good. Alright, so we have no more major luck to deal with in the run, which is very nice. Because the last world is already hard enough without having major luck factors involved. One could argue that this level still has a fair amount of luck because there's a lot of spam spraying involved, and spam sprays are actually random. But yeah, it's very possible to just straight up become good at this level. It's all about being thorough and knowing how to space out your sprays here. I'm definitely not like the greatest at this level. There are some people who are ridiculously good at it though. Okay, we definitely want to get rid of that. Wow, this goop is being very stubborn. Up there. That's actually important. There's like some spots where if there's any goop, it most likely will stop you from finishing the level. It's like pretty annoying. Okay, 2:11. That's a very mediocre time. I aim to get 2:15 and up. With 2:20 and up being like really good. But yeah, that level is actually a lot harder on the Japanese version. You need to clean way more goop. There's also more text, so it's like a lot slower on Japanese. The time losses and time saves due to version differences are balanced though between the Japanese and the European version. The American version is slower, but it's only like 10 seconds. It's not a big deal. This Shadow Mario has a quick kill, like a super quick kill, but I don't go for it because it's really unforgiving and just in general hard to pull off. Spawn some coins. There, I got 3 coins. It's not the worst. Alright. That finishes up Serena, and now we're gonna go to the last world. Noki Bay. Arguably the hardest world in the run. I think I consider it the hardest. There's a lot of very difficult movement here. So let's see how this goes. Oh no. Oh, I was so close to doing that level perfectly. That's really hard, and I've actually never gotten it in a run, and I almost got it there. That was close. But it was still pretty good.
We have a €1.43 donation from Shadow Wolf saying, "Hey Dutch Jones, are you going to try to stay alive during the glitch exhibition? Because that's already a glitch for you. And by the way, all those failed tricks are RNG, luck manip for the 10+ hour Cruelathon. Put this money towards naming the Dark Souls character Murphy. See you in Dark Souls 4.
I would just like to go on record here and say that I am offended. I'm getting bullied live on stream. This is not okay. Alright. So this level is also very movement heavy. That could have been better, but... Oh. I lost track of my nozzle there. Supposed to have the hover nozzle, ended up with the spray nozzle. That's fine. Oh yeah, you use the spring there to clip into the wall, and it skips a blooper fight, actually. You're supposed to fight Goober Blooper in that level. Somehow he made his way to Noki Bay. He's like all the way up on top of the cliff as well, so it's not like he swam there. Like, no way he could have gotten up there. So, God only knows how that happened. But, yeah. This level is like the only boring red coin shine. It's supposed to train you in the underwater mechanics, which are honestly not that great. But yeah. It's just some red coin collecting, nothing special.
We have another donation from Shadow Wolf saying, "Oh boy, I forgot 10 cents. Let's fix it."
I actually missed the first coin there. Oh, and the second one. Yeah, there's like a jet of water here that shoots you upwards. So if you're too high, then it will shoot you up above the coin, which is pretty annoying. It's not normally an issue, but yeah. I didn't have like my normal positioning there, I guess. Whoop. Oh, I missed the shine. Hello. There we go. U-turn, engage. I kind of feel like spouting like Star Fox 64 memes right now, but I actually don't know them. I mean, there's like do a barrel roll, but I think there's also a U-turn one. Well, anyway. I digress. It's time for Eel. Eel is hard. Like, whenever a new runner picks up this game, Eel is usually the last level that they like get a somewhat decent grip on, simply because of how weird it is compared to anything else in the run. Because you need to use these underwater controls, which are far from intuitive in a lot of situations. And a small mistake can lose a lot of time in this level. Actually having a hard time seeing these bubbles. Okay. So I'm gonna clean 6 teeth here at the start of the fight, hopefully. Oh, I missed that one. Don't get eaten. No, I got eaten. Oh my lord. Okay. I bumped into the tooth because it has a really weird text box. Hello. Hitbox. That loses a lot of time. Yeah, this loses close to a minute regardless of what you do. Oh, I really need air, guys. Come on. Okay, thank you. So if I immediately clean a tooth now, he will go down again. So I actually need to wait until he starts spinning. And then I can... Okay, this is now. And now I can make him try to eat me. And now I can continue cleaning the teeth. So yeah, that's a pretty big time loss, because you have to do all that. Ooh, almost got eaten again. Get in there. Okay, and the reason I got damaged there is because it skips a cutscene. I mentioned it earlier, but this is the cutscene I was talking about when I said that we skip it in an entirely different way. This cutscene is skipped by being invincible when it's supposed to start. So when you take damage, you get invincibility frames, and that skips the cutscene. It's very strange. But that's how that cutscene works for some reason. But yeah, the mistake I made there is like pretty easy to make. The teeth can be kind of finicky. I just stopped spraying it a split second too early, so it didn't clean all the way. It's unfortunate, but it happens. Eel's a hard shine. At least I got to explain the backup, which is something that not a lot of people know about, so it's interesting to show off. Here we have another Piantissimo. There's actually 3 Piantissimos in the game, but one of them was in Gelato Beach, which we skipped. This one is hilariously easy, even compared to the one in Pianta Village. He takes about 30 seconds to finish here. Like, I'll show you what he's up to. Like, if I'm just gonna look here, like, You can see him just like swimming there. But look at what he's like zigzagging and stuff. Like he's not in any hurry. So we're gonna use that time to set up a angle here so that we can grab the shine a little bit faster. He takes well over 30 seconds actually. I finished at 27. He took several more seconds. He's a slow purple man. He actually gets really fast if you challenge him multiple times. But yeah, that's not necessary for beating the game, luckily. It also doesn't give you any extra shines or anything, which that would have actually been cool if like beating his fastest movement pattern would give you another shine or something. But yeah, it's not the case. Alright, this is the last secret, and pretty much the hardest one. So I'm gonna focus during this. Oh, nice. That wasn't supposed to happen. Oh my lord, okay. We're not in the secret yet. I'm already messing up. Big time. Okay. No big deal, no big deal. We're gonna get in there. We're gonna do this. Oh, I fell down. Rip. Well, didn't die, so it's alright. I was trying to go for a very difficult strat. Okay, should have a regular blue cycle now, which is fine. Ooh. Don't do that, Mario. Don't scare me like that. But yeah, the reason I fell down, like I have to do a triple jump at an angle like that, or I should say a spin jump at an angle like that, because I need to get a triple jump in order to get up. And yeah, that angle is kind of tricky to get, so I just like barely missed it and overshot, which caused me to fall down.
Alright, we have a €1 and 61 euro donation from Bad RNG saying, fix the donation total.
Oh, the donation total memes. What would we do without you? Alright, last Shadow Mario and penultimate shine of the game. There's no instant kill for this guy, but it's pretty fast. Oh, of course I miss it. I don't even know how I missed that one. This loses about 12 seconds. But yeah, if you miss him, you can still get him at the bottom of this cliff, but his hitbox is like kind of iffy and you have a very short time to hit him there. So I missed it. I had to get him up here. Yeah, he only needed one more hit, so once again, the weird thing about the Shadow Marios is that they can only go down in certain areas. So once they pass those areas, you need to wait for them to reach a different area where they can go down, and that's why it loses so much time. So the area that he can go down in at the start of this level is fairly small, which is why it can be kind of easy to mess up. But yeah, with that, the flood happens, and we can go to the final level, which is Corona Mountain. Oh, heck. Don't do that. Okay. See if I can get the fast cycle here. Oh, the fire didn't go out. That's nice. Okay, I'm gonna give it one more try, because that was very unlucky. There's just nothing you can do about that. Sometimes the fire just doesn't go out. Okay, that's good. Oh, I fat-fingered the B button. Wow, okay, I'm gonna do normal strats now. I had to try. But yeah, that strat's very hard, and apparently my fingers are too fat for it. Wow. That's embarrassing. I don't have anything to say about that. Okay. Normal strats. There we go. Alright, and the speedboat, of course. If you've ever played this game, you know this boat is the devil. And it can be really hard to control. But you may also be surprised, and I just did rocket buffers, which is how I shot all the way up. Which is a trick that basically allows you to shoot multiple rockets at once, and it makes you go up really high. I may explore that a little bit more during the glitch exhibition. In fact, I will do that. But yeah. The boat, it does have logic to how it works. Like, you can learn to master the boat, but it takes a lot of practice. Alright, and now for the lamest final boss fight in any Mario game. I find that in general, Mario games tend not to have great final bosses, but this one in particular has always been kind of a letdown in my opinion. Like, you fight Bowser in a bathtub. Like, I don't know what they were thinking when they designed this boss, but it's actually interesting from a speedrunning perspective. Unfortunately, it does have some luck involved. And I almost died there. That wasn't good. Okay, time when I hit this ground pound, by the way. Time is now. Good job, Tech. I kind of forgot to inform you there. I do know you, Reek. I do know you. All right. Yeah, Reek W. I agree. But yeah, that's Super Mario Sunshine any percent. The princess has been saved and all is well in Isle Delfino. Presumably, we're not going to wait around to find out because we've got some glitches to show off. And I want to jump right into that, so I'm going to pop in my memory card here so I can load a save file. This is just a completed any percent save file. Completing any percent actually gives you access to all the levels in the game. Alright, and now we have our playground. And 99 lives, so don't worry about me getting a game over. Alright, so first of all, this statue has some interesting properties. If you clip into it like this and do this, then you get some nice... a nice display of Mario bonking. You can actually still spray and stuff when you're here. It's really weird. But yeah, this is known as an infinite bonk. You can do it in a bunch of places. This one is the easiest to do, like, just for fun. But yeah, you can get out of it simply by diving. So yeah, that's a very strange glitch. It just has to do with, like, how the collision works on that statue, I suppose. Alright, moving on from that are these fruits. Now, fruits are glitchy in the Japanese version in particular, because if you do this, they'll just stay in the air like that, and you can make a nice fruit salad. You know, put a pepper up there, get a pineapple. It's actually like really hard to do it with the papayas, and pineapples aren't the easiest thing in the world either. Okay, apparently I can't deal with the pineapples because I'm bad, but yeah. As soon as you like interact with them at all by spraying them or something, then they unfreeze. But we actually want a pepper because that will segue nicely into the next glitch, which is basically more proof that walls don't really exist in this game, because you can just go straight through this wall if you position a fruit there properly, and you're actually stuck in here, but luckily there's a shine. So we just need to collect that, and then we can move on. Alright, so there's that, and I think for our next trick, we're gonna need Yoshi. He's up here. Let's see what fruit he wants. He wants a pineapple. The Japanese version actually doesn't have as many fruits as the other versions. Like, this is basically all the fruits there is. There's the banana in the tree, and there's coconuts in a tree, but those are the only fruits in the plaza. Whereas the international release actually has a lot of fruits. Like there's some pineapples here in this water. There's coconuts over there under that green canopy. There's a papaya on the roof over there. But yeah, none of that is present in this version of the game. There's like a lot of very small, subtle changes in the international release. But yeah, Yoshi is interesting. First of all, if you jump off of him while he's spraying, then, well, you're gonna see he does no longer look anatomically correct. Also, Yoshi's, like, the way he's looking always changes, no matter if you're on him or not. So, like, we can make him nod. We can't make him shake his head, though. He doesn't do that. But, yeah. It just always happens. I wonder... I don't think it does when you're... Yeah, it doesn't happen when he's in his idle animation. But yeah, the main reason I want Yoshi is that Yoshi, in the Japanese version, he can allow Mario to clip through ceilings. So, if we hover up into the ceiling here and dismount, then we go through the ceiling, and that takes us into Invisible Delfino Plaza. Now, if you've never, like, heard about this trick, you might be wondering what the heck is going on right now. If I can make it to solid ground, I'll explain. When we went inside that hut, we did not actually go inside that hut. What happened was we got teleported up there, which is where the inside of the hut actually is. So when we clipped out of bounds, we basically ended up high in the air above the plaza, and because we were inside that hut, the developers just made it so that none of this actually gets rendered by the game. So, yeah, now we have Invisible Delfino Plaza, which is pretty neat to mess around with. We can undo this glitch because there's another indoors area, and going in there will fix it. So we just need to make our way over there, which is slightly challenging in the Invisible Delfino Plaza, but... Okay, I'm gonna have to do this. So here's the indoors area for the box game, and when we enter here and go back out, everything will be back to normal. So there's actually several ways that you can clip underground here and walk underneath the water. I'm gonna show off the most interesting one in my opinion. If you turbo nozzle into this corner and simply jump, you'll end up inside this box, which is obviously not normally possible. You can actually clean this M while you're inside this box. Like, you can get the blue coin, which is interesting. But because this box is right next to the wall, you can clip through the wall. And if we jump backwards and then dive, we can end up under the water. So now we can just run around. We can even use the turbo nozzle. Unfortunately, you can't refill your water while you're underwater, which is very ironic. But, yeah, and on that note, there is another glitch that is very related to that one. And for that, we need to go to Noki. Let's go into episode 6 here, because there's nothing strange going on. No Shadow Mario running around who can ruin our day. Okay, so I can do a similar thing here and clip underneath the water, but here it's actually way more interesting. So right here is just a spot where you can kind of fall through. And I've actually seen people accidentally fall through and it like ruined their speedruns, so it can be a little hairy. Yeah, normally you can't swim in this pool. It's like too shallow. But if I try to swim into the main body of water now, I will zip down. And then I can do this. Okay, so now, because I entered the water from the side instead of from the top, the game doesn't really know what to do, so it puts the water level at the height that you entered the water, which is way lower than it should be, because the surface of the water is all the way up there. But that allows us to walk around here, and this is like kind of normal, but you can't slide on this ground, which isn't too interesting in and of its own. But when you get up here, that's where all the fun starts. Because up here, Mario becomes the Flash, and he moves at the speed of light. Otherwise referred to as Naruto Mario, because he runs with his arms behind him like that. But yeah, this is actually very interesting because in this place, it's very easy to see that Mario's movement speed actually makes you jump higher. If you do a stationary jump here, you'll see this is how high a normal jump goes. But if you're going at full speed, you can see the jump is much higher. And the same thing goes for spin jumps. Like, you can almost touch the surface here if you're spin jumping while you're running. Whereas if you do it from a stationary position, you don't even get close. But yeah, as soon as you touch the surface, which I can probably do by hovering. Oh, I didn't get it. But yeah, as soon as you get onto the surface of the water, then the glitch will undo itself, and the water will act normally again. So yeah, now it's back to normal. Alright, that's it for Noki Bay. I've got one more water-related glitch, but I will save that for later because Gelato Beach is closer. And Gelato Beach has another very interesting thing. Okay, I'm actually going to skip that other water-related glitch because I don't think we have enough time. I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to show off one more glitch. And that last one, I talked about it. It's in Pinup Park 7, and it's a really cool one. Oh, we're still ahead? Okay. So, if you ground pound while you're activating one of those June buds, Mario gets teleported all the way up to the sky, and the camera can't catch up with him. So I've already landed, but now it it zooms in like that. And it's really, it's a funny thing. But yeah. For the sake of time, I will go right ahead to the final thing. And I really wanted to show this off because I think it would make a fitting end to the glitch exhibition. I'm gonna have to ask the tech to turn the game audio down a little bit. Tech crew, please turn the game audio down a little bit because it might get a little loud when I execute this glitch. So I don't want to ruin people's ears on the stream. I don't think it's like really louder than the game audio, but it's like kinda not a very nice noise, so it's probably best not to listen to it too much. Alright, so I want to fight the Shadow Mario again. But I'm not going to kill him instantly, I'm going to chase him. And I want to position him next to the X that is on the wall over here. Like so. And then I'm going to spray this X while the shine is coming down on top of me. And that completely breaks this cutscene. And you think like, oh, well, he still collects the shine. Well, you'd be wrong. This crashes the game, and I have actually gotten this in a run once when I messed up the Shadow Mario, and I was just like, oh, I was annoyed, and I just started spraying the blue coin for fun, and then this ended up happening. So that wasn't a very nice way to end the run, but I think it is a nice way to end this glitch exhibition. We're ending on a full game crash. This is actually a hard lock. I need to completely turn off the Wii now. But yeah, that's it for the Super Mario Sunshine, guys. Thank you all for donating to make this glitch exhibition possible. And we're going to move straight along to the next runner. So yeah, stick around. And if you can